Biden, Sanders, other Democrats lead Trump in Michigan poll. And this is kind of happening across all of these states that swung surprisingly for Trump, that are kind of in the middle portion of the country, the sort of Rust Belt states.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to, before you move on, just real quick. I don't mean to be reductive or whatever, but I don't trust fucking polls now.
Why not?
These just because of how wrong the polling data was on the last.
It really wasn't though.
No, it was.
It really wasn't. Most of these it was really the media's coverage of the polls that was fucked up. Once again, kind of getting to the other thing, because most people had Trump within the margin of error. But
right.
Even though he was within the margin of error to take it, they still kept saying, Trump, Hillary's got a 98% chance. Hillary's got a 90% chance. She didn't.
Sure.
Well, I guess
they kept exaggerating her odds based on weak polls that they inflated to be stronger than they were. Another thing is, remember, Hillary did win the popular vote by a significant margin. So the polls saying that she's this far ahead, yeah, she was.
Right.
So I don't think the polls were quite as bad. I mean, there were some bad polls out there.
There were bad polls,
but I don't think the polls overall were quite as bad as people say. I think the media's spin of the polls was just really dumb.
If you look at the thing like the New York Times, if you look at 538, they overwhelmingly said, based on all the available data, the chances of winning are this. So basically, based on that data, everyone pretty much called the election for Hillary.
Right.
So I get what you're saying. If you look at these individual polls within the margin of error, that's true.
But
the media spun that in such a way that, and if you look
Huffington Post said,
if you look at that available data,
98% for fucking Hillary.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, so if you look at,
people were fucking mad at 538 because they were giving Trump like a 33% chance or something. That's a 1 in 3 chance.
The LA Times,
was
the most accurate
you could easily win with a 1 in 3 chance.
The LA Times was the most accurate one. They just put Trump ahead, and the best they ever put Hillary was basically maybe a few points or 1 point ahead or even. And they pretty much called it right when they said Trump is probably going to be elected. And people now, majority of Americans still believe in the 2020 election coming up, that Trump will be elected again. I think you talk to most people,
but
even progressives and liberals, most people believe Trump will be reelected.
But Paul, you're absolutely right. You shouldn't put too much faith in polls because they have been wrong. They can be wrong.
They're not the end all and be all.
They're not the end all be all. What people say on the phone when they're polled and what they say in the voting booth when they actually go to vote can be two totally separate things.
The people that do vote are a fickle lot.
But I haven't totally lost all faith in the ability of polls to kind of take a temperature.
I guess that's the caveat to this.
So what is this continued significant lead that Biden seems to kind of hold here? Well, how do you feel about that?
Well, this is not about Biden or this is just hypothetical. These people versus Trump. What do Michigan people think of this?
Gotcha.
So, but Biden's lead actually has started to decline a little bit.
But has predicted. Sanders been the one to make it up, or has Buttigieg been?
There's too early to tell on that. Biden and Trump here, they are 53 to 41.
That's pretty strong.
53 to 41 for Sanders as well. 47 to 41 for Buttigieg.
What's the margin of error on this poll? 4 plus or minus 4.
Plus or minus 4.
So
points.
Buttigieg is not beating Trump.
So
really. Not by much.
Buttigieg is beating him within a margin of error, or very slightly.
And this is not
Warren is not beating. Warren's only I guess she's about 5 points.
This is very premature though, because there's not a whole campaign that's been run against any of these people yet.
Right.
They've not been hammered by fucking political ads. They've not gone ahead to have a debate.
Warren's neck and neck with Trump.
Harris.
Whoever gets the nomination, if they go up against Trump and they fucking flounder, or Trump makes them look stupid, like he made Hillary look stupid.
The surprising one here to me is Buttigieg, honestly.
Right. Well, he's gotten a lot of positive press.
I didn't expect to see him around this strong and that high on the list. Like, I didn't expect to see Warren and Harris. I know this is one poll of Michigan.
And this is one poll. This is from Glenn Gariff Group, which is not a super. That's not like a.
It's not the end all be all.
That's not a Gallup. That's not a Pew.
So it's 600 likely voters.
Yeah, and that's a small sample.
Buttigieg.
So but I mean, it gives us a little bit of a temperature.
I'm gonna start the Buttigieg boys.
Buttigieg boys.
We're gonna with the Yang Gang already took the pink hat. So
what is the Buttigieg boys? Should be a group of men
who wear thongs.
Yes, and they should all say that if Pete Buttigieg is elected, they vow to go to the White House and service him under the White House desk for a day.
Why not?
Yeah.
The Buttigieg boys.
And each day he gets a new Buttigieg boy.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
So we only need 365 booty. Well, no, we need enough for 4 years at least.
Yeah, we all commit to a Buttigieg bro job under the
Oval Office desk. Basically, you could dress up like Monica Lewinsky or whatever he's into.
Ooh. Yeah,
and
you know what he's into.
You just go under there and you suck that fucking presidential dick.
He wants to judge that booty.
Yeah. But he's gotta give it a thorough inspection before he judges.
You give Booty Judge whatever he wants. That's
So,
the deal. Booty Judge boys, woo!
Because I hate Joe Biden so much, I want to try to sabotage him as much as I can.
Oh my God! Look at the size of his hands.
Yeah, those is actual hands too.
Those are big
no.
hands.
It's not.
Those
no.
are big hands, dude.
That's because Kyle here likes to call him Handsy Uncle Joe.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I'm not going to get into Kyle's commentary because he has his own commentary. I don't want to step on that. But
Sure.
he did show in this video a montage of Joe Biden clips.
Is this just him being creepy again?
This is not. No, this is actually more substantive than that.
Okay,
this
all
is
right.
actually just Joe. This is actually like.
Uncle
I'll
Joe.
just let it speak for itself.
Let's see Uncle Joe.
I like the idea they keep in jail longer. I'm the guy that wrote the bill requiring federal judges to keep people in jail 100% of the time for
Wolf.
which they're sentenced.
You're a fucking wolf in sheep's clothing, you piece of shit.
I'm glad they're going to be in prison longer.
Oh,
Hold on.
I like prison.
I just want you to let's just. It's about a minute long. Let's just.
All right, sorry.
I want you guys to just sit here and absorb
I'll shut
Joe
up.
Biden for a second. I know we usually like to commentate over shit, but I just let him speak let him have the floor for
Let
a
it
minute.
be.
All right.
Let it
See
be.
what this motherfucker's all about.
Whatever happened to that old conservative discipline about paying for what you spent? When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time. Paul Ryan was correct. When he did the tax code, what's the first thing he decided we had to go after? Social Security and Medicare. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I actually like Dick Cheney for real. I get on with him. I think he's a decent man. I'll vote for this because we should support compelling Iraq to make good on its obligations to the United Nations. President Bush did not lash out precipitously at Iraq after 9/11. At each pivotal moment, he has chosen a course of moderation and deliberation, and I believe he will continue to do so. I spent last summer going through the black sections of my town, holding rallies in parks, trying to get black men to understand it's not unmanly to wear a condom. In the community's engaged in denial. They're engaged in denial. No one wants to talk about it in the community, and we do not have enough leaders in the community and outside the community. That cadre of young people born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally have not been socialized. Madam President, we have predators on our streets. We have no choice but to take them out of society. The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it. We'll continue to stand against the biased resolutions and attempts to delegitimize Israel at the United Nations. Trans-Pacific Partnership is perhaps the most ambitious trade negotiation underway in the world.
That says it all, dude. That says it all. He's like,
God, I hate Joe Biden so fucking much, dude.
I gotta be
Something
honest,
is
I
rotted in
didn't
Denmark.
necessarily disagree with all of those cuts.
I mean, there was a few things that probably we're not necessarily. I mean, like, whatever. But I mean, like, most of that shit.
But I agree. Most of that shit is not
like his support of
mainstream
TPP. And like, how the
liberalism.
fuck are you gonna run for the Democrats in 2020 going against? Obviously, he's not going to campaign against Social Security and Medicare, but his fucking
No.
positions on that are on the record several times in that tape.
yeah, he wants to cut entitlements. He wants to cut Social Security. He wants to cut Medicare. he
And
wants
I'm
to cut
tired of this
everything.
young generation flippity.
I have no empathy for them. Even though, if you look at every metric, it gets harder and harder for average people to afford living in almost any metropolitan area of this country.
right.
I mean, it's so divorced from reality. It's not just like a problem of like, oh, some people just lazy bums just can't make it. It's like normal working class people just can't make it in most parts of the country anymore.
You know what? God damn your flim flam, Scotty.
Yeah.
The people love him.
They love him.
People
So what
love
did you-
him. God damn, it's Uncle
love
Joe. Look at him.
What'd you agree with him
Hell of
on,
a
Paul?
guy.
The
racist stuff.
The racist stuff. That he
Kinda,
said?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wear a rubber.
And I mean, some of it. I got to be honest with you. Like the idea that that parts of the black community or whatever are in denial about some of the problems that are rampaging through that community,
Sure.
and how some of the solutions need to at least partially come from within. That's what it sounded like he was saying. And I don't disagree with that. I agree that's true of any community that's beleaguered by anything.
Yeah, dude. And that's true.
You know
of
what I
any
mean?
community.
No angel is going to descend out of heaven. And I'm not saying that fucking black people don't get a fair shake, because sometimes they don't. But I'm just saying I don't necessarily disagree with the personal responsibility argument. You know what I mean?
The Ku Klux Klan is calling, Paul.
Am I? Did I do
They
a
want
racism?
they want their white hood and bed sheet back. No, I honestly don't think that was. I mean, like, we could argue. It could be argued and shit.
I mean, honestly,
but
would that be a
like-
controversial thing that I just said?
Yes.
oh yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
We'd have to have.
because what you're saying is going to be taken at face value
Go
to mean
talk
that
to, go
you're
talk
Did I
to
think
racist.
that black people are incapable of doing those things?
Go talk to the Bible Reloaded. They'll fucking explain why it's
That's so
bad.
stupid.
Paul, what you said is very problematic. Very problematic.
It's solution
Deeply
based.
problematic.
Problematic,
No,
Paul.
problematic, Paul. Problematic.
All right.
No, but whatever. All of the policy substance shit he said, he's a Republican.
He is.
He's a fucking Republican.
And if you look at his website,
He's not even a corporate Democrat. He's just flat out not a Democrat. Get rid of this fucking piece of shit. Why is he doing
Front
well
runner.
in any poll?
The front
it's
runner.
basically just Obama nostalgia that from motherfuckers who don't know what this piece of shit is actually about.
hey guys, remember me? Obama loved me.
They love him. They love him right back.
Obama loves him
The
so
people
much.
love him right back.
He hasn't even endorsed him.
Anyway.
He is our crazy. You remember how we were talking about how like we need to start treating. By the way, I've gotten a lot of praise. I don't know if you've heard praise for the grandpa principle that we outlined.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Wow.
it's a solid idea, dude.
I like that.
Especially
not
if
to
we're
digress.
gonna have to deal with a second term.
But I think
know?
that maybe we should start, if we're going to do that.
Well, why don't you just briefly explain the grandpa principle again to everybody out there listening that might not be familiar?
So it really was born from us looking at a picture of Trump smiling and holding a wreath or giving a trophy to a big sumo wrestler when he was on a state visit to Japan.
I'll go ahead and pull it up.
Yeah,
again.
if you can find it. And we started riffing on that, and the conversation, we noticed he looked really happy. And the idea was kind of born through that conversation that what we should do to save the Republic from his darker impulses is just fill his calendar with interesting travel and things for him to do and ribbons to cut and, state dinners and that type of stuff, like you would do with your grandpa if you had the money.
Yeah, because look how miserable he is in this picture by
Right.
comparison.
He's doing business for the country now, and he looks like he wants to crawl in a toilet and die. And let's be honest, he's old enough to be my granddad. And I'm an old
yeah.
fuck. I'm 40. He could be my granddad in a certain arrangement. Maybe a little old, young to be my granddad, but whatever. He's right in that zone. We need to start treating him that way. And if we do, he won't have these darker impulses, because every state he goes to visit that treats him well, even fucking North Korea, he loves them. And that's really what we need while we're trying to rebuild things, is somebody that's only going to project love from the United States outward to the world. Look at him. I would be proud to have a leader sit down with that man with that genuine smile and that beaming joy in his eyes,
Dude, I'd be proud to fucking say I'm an American
Maybe
once
not
again.
on the context of like, hey, let's make a nuclear arms agreement. We don't need to make him do that anymore.
No, he just handles a bunch of
Go
ceremonial
have dinner.
shit.
Yeah, and talk about the wonderful fluffy chocolate cake.
Grandpa
And how
figurehead
impressive
Trump.
the sumo match was, and how beautiful the Zen garden was, and where are you going next month, Mr. Trump? I'll be in Russia enjoying a hot steam bath at a local geothermal place and eating fine food. And then after that, I'm going to, wherever. I don't care. Just let him go and cut ribbons and be at ceremonies and pass trophies.
Dude, let him play a lot of golf.
Pin medals and, whatever. Yeah, let him golf whenever he fucking wants.
Yeah.
We got to stop criticizing. That's the grandpa principle.
Yes.
So I think we should extend that to Uncle Joe. Make him the old crusty uncle of the United States and start treating him that way. He let him get away with his more shit because that's
You know
just
what we do?
Uncle Joe.
And we have plants in there that he can like grope, and it's like, oh, Uncle Joe, ho.
We just
You got away with it again, Uncle
legalize
Joe.
prostitution and then just send him a consenting adult sex worker that
That he can be as handsy with as he wants.
Oh, well, hello. Would you like to take a picture with me? Your hair smells like strawberries. And she'll be like,
I mean, what else?
Uncle
What else
Joe."
could this be? Look at this image. Tell me what else.
I don't know.
What else could it be?
Maybe he's trying to console someone or something. And
As he sniffs her hair.
The
I mean,
only
maybe
thing
he
she
was
looks like she
whispering.
needs consolation for is whatever he's doing to her.
maybe he was saying, like, I don't know what. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
who
make
knows?
excuses for the inexcusable. He's creepy, but
know,
what are you
man.
going to do? You know?
All right. Let's get to some fast food hijinks.
Oh,
all right?
shit.